Hey guys, so today I have for you my first impressions of the two newest products from the Agent Carter and Besame collection, and that includes the eyeshadow palette, which is called the Passport Shadow Palette, it looks like a passport, and the Invisible Dusting Powder, which looks like a compact, but it has a special decoding etching on the mirror inside. So kind of special packaging on that one. So these are the newest additions to the collection, but they did release this lipstick kit. I filmed a review on it, but I don't think you can get it anymore. If you're curious what I thought about it, I will include a link in the description bar below and a card above my head, but I don't think you can get it anymore. So if you're just curious, you can check that out. In that video, I kind of went full Peggy Carter cosplay with, you know, a suit and the hair and everything, but this one is a little bit more casual. So I just wanted to say a few quick things. One is the shipping was much improved over my last experience, which I talked about in that video. I think I ordered it on the Saturday it was released, and I received it on Saturday as well. So basically a week to get it from California, which I thought was pretty good. I think the previous one took maybe 2 weeks, and unlike that experience, I also knew exactly what I was ordering. They showed you the products. It wasn't just kind of a mystery item that you were purchasing. So with it being free shipping and a new launch and it coming from California, I think a week was pretty decent. I also wanted to say that I had a very nice interaction with the Besame customer service on Instagram through my DMs. So I updated the description bar of my previous video, but in case you didn't see that, I just wanted to mention a couple things. I think they mentioned that the shipping times were slow because of the launch and everything, and that they had resumed their normal shipping schedule as of that point. And the second thing I think they corrected me on, I thought these were plastic tubes, but they are in fact aluminum. So you can't get the full set of these lipsticks anymore, but they are selling 102 Sweet Dreams separately, which is that classic red that I think Peggy is most known for. So if you were curious about the packaging, I just wanted to mention that and correct my previous video. So I think that's all I wanted to say up front, so let's get into the actual application of the products. So I just applied primer, foundation, concealer, and brows, and I'm going to set my under eyes using the Agent Carter Invisible Dusting Powder, and that is what the package looks like right there. It has the red foil and the shadow of Agent Carter, and then the sides has the Besame logo, and then the back looks like that. And one thing I do like about this packaging is that it is a drawer type that you pull out, and then on this one it has the SSR logo, it has the Stark Industries top secret document, the date, October 9th, 1946, reference number, etc. So this is the compact, and I believe it's plastic. I think this little emblem might be metal, but then it has like a faux textured leather top to it, kind of similar to the jewelry box, and then it has the information on the back. And when you open it, you're not going to be able to see this. Oh, it's not too bad. So that's really cool. I think that might be one of the main reasons I got this, actually. And then it has a little puff, which I probably won't use, a little plastic sheet over the powder, and then the powder just looks like so. And okay, it feels very soft. I don't know if you have a very dark complexion, how it will show up on you, but it is translucent. Okay, so I'm just going to use this old brush from Soho, and picks up a fair amount, so I'm just going to kind of tap off the excess. And I guess this mirror is functional. It is a little distracting, but you're really buying it more for the branding and the packaging. It is a magnetic closure, which is one thing I said about the lipstick tubes. I wish they had been magnetic. Besame did reach out to me to say that they did not include magnets so that they would be recyclable. I don't know why you would want to recycle limited edition packaging when you're probably purchasing it because of the packaging, but this one does have a magnet. I don't know if because of the plastic elements it wouldn't be recyclable anyway, but I just thought I would mention that. So I think that went on about how you would expect for a setting powder. I don't want to set the rest of my face because I am very dry, and I try not to set my face unless I really have to. So I'm going to apply bronzer because I look like a ghost and some other face products, and then I'll be right back for the eyeshadow. Okay, so I've applied bronzer, blush, and highlight, and hopefully I look a little less ghostly. I need to figure out a better lighting situation, but that's kind of what we're dealing with for right now. I also have the NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base on, and I set that using a shade from the Viseart Natural Matte palette, this kind of lighter beige type color. So this is what the outer packaging looks like. Again, has that same foiling and the outline, and this is number 106, the Passport Shadow Palette. And on this side it says International Travel Documents Enclosed, which is nice. And then the shades are Dugan, Zero Matter, English, Allies, Leviathan, and Midnight Oil. So I'm not going to try to use all of those shades at once, but this is the actual palette, which is just too cute. This says Margaret P. Carter up here, British Passport, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and it has a number, I guess a passport number on it. And on the back it has the branding and the weight and everything like that. And I saw someone mention on Instagram, I think, that British passports are burgundy, which they are currently because they have the same color passport as the EU, but this is meant to be historically accurate and have that blue cover to it. So when you open it, oops, there's again a little plastic sheet, and then it has a small mirror, which I think is supposed to be like your passport photo. Like if you hold it, I guess, at the right distance, you probably have to kind of hold it out quite a ways. It does have a little film on it, so it's a decent mirror. I would say you probably could do maybe one eye at a time, so just keep that in mind. I will say on mine there appears to be some glue residue on this page here. So, a little unfortunate. I think this was, yeah, made in the US. So, then on the inside it says profession, secretary, place of birth, London, England, date of birth, 9th of April, 1921, residence, England, height 5'7", color of eyes and hair both brown, and then the signature. And then here are the shades. So I think I'll try to use English and Leviathan and maybe Zero Matter too. So those three shades are the ones I'm kind of thinking of. So I will go ahead and swatch them for you on my arm here. Take into account that I'm not wearing primer or anything on the arm. And these are finger swatches, not brush swatches. So Zero Matter feels pretty smooth. So Zero Matter looks like a kind of ivory satin, and then Dugan looks like a metallic copper shade, and it's pretty good pigmentation. So those are those two, and then I'm going to do English, which again is kind of a light pink satin, and then Leviathan looks to be kind of a plummy matte. That didn't get great payoff. And then Allies is, it looks like a metallic green. It's actually brighter than I thought it would be. And then Midnight Oil looks like a dark matte brown. So it's not bad. You could definitely do kind of a army military inspired look. So those are kind of the, if you want to do duos, those are kind of the ones I see. Obviously you can incorporate some of these darker shades with some of the lighter ones, etc. Green is a little bit outside of my comfort zone, I guess. So I'm going to see what I can come up with here. So I think I will use my Inglot 28PO brush. It's kind of a wide paddle shape, and this is what I use to apply that Viseart shadow, so I'm just gonna use this color switch to kind of knock off any excess. And I'm actually gonna use this little Tarte mirror so that I can see both eyes at the same time. That is how that looks. I mean, to be honest, I probably could have used this to set because it's not super intense. But I opted for just kind of a skin tone color matte. I think I would have preferred if they had made this shade metallic, actually. This is the shade English. Okay. I'm going to take my Chikuhodo GSN 9 and again try to knock off any excess shadow. These aren't freshly cleaned brushes. And then dip into Zero Matter and start on the kind of inner corner just to add a little bit more sheen. And I will be honest, I prefer a super frosty light color on my lids, like the Makeup Geek shadows. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Okay, there isn't really a, I guess, matte transition shade. So I'm just going to go in with this MAC 286 Duo Fiber. I know they've kind of redone their brushes, so I don't think they currently do this one, but it's just a tapered Duo Fiber blending brush. And I'm going to dip into Leviathan, which is that burgundy, and just get kind of a little bit on the outside and see if I can just kind of make that a little bit more diffused. So it was actually pretty easy. Some kind of dark matte colors, you lay them down and they just don't want to budge. So picking up a little bit more for that other side. I think that's actually a nice crease shade. I think my husband and I are just going out for tacos tonight, so I don't want anything kind of too crazy. And with these kind of plum berry shades, you always run the risk of looking kind of sick, I guess. Okay, so with a pencil brush, this is an old one from Sephora, I'm going to take Leviathan again and run some along the lower lash line. Okay, so I'm going to take that Duo Fiber brush again and I'm going to dip it into the dark brown, which is called Midnight Oil, just to see if I can just deepen it up a shade. Okay, so I think that's definitely an option if you want to use that to deepen that plum. So I used a total of 4 shades from that palette, and I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't think the bronze or green would go very well with this particular look. And I'm going to use this Estee Lauder Estee Edit pencil. This is the shade Bold Bordeaux. I'm sad they discontinued these because they're so nice and creamy. So this is just kind of a, like the name suggests, burgundy plum liner. And I just kind of dot that along the upper lash line and then take an angled brush, this is another MAC one, and go over it to smooth it out. And then I'm going to use the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara, and then I'm going to curl my upper lashes with the Surratt eyelash curler. Something about the angle of this curler is just really ideal for me. I feel like it really kind of gets in there. Okay, and then I think I'm going to use this Buxom Big Tease mascara. This was a sample I got at the Sephora BIB sale. Okay, so this seems a bit clumpier than the last time I used it. I don't know if because it's in a sample size, if it dried out a little bit. Okay, so that's it for the eyes. And to finish off the look, I'm going to use one of the lipsticks from the Feel Kit. And I don't remember which is which. Okay, I'm going to use 103 Forget Me Not, which is more of the kind of neutral rosy color. They do have this in the permanent line, so if you weren't able to get your hands on this limited edition set, you can get the permanent edition. Okay, so that is the finished look. Pretty, I'd say, wearable. I do like this color. I don't like the condition my lips are in, but I think for kind of a satin matte, it is pretty comfortable. Alright, so take off the headband. And before I let you go, if you did pick up this lip kit, which is meant to look like a jewelry box, I just had the 3 lipsticks. I took one of them out to apply it, but I just had those resting on the top. But I think you're supposed to be able to put the other products inside here. So if I take out those lipsticks, okay, it doesn't fit, oops. So it looks like they don't fit kind of side by side. So you can close it if you just kind of lay them kind of however you like. But if you do stack them like so, you can shut the lid and have all of your Agent Carter items in one package. And let's see here. Obviously you can put them underneath as well, but if you don't want to bother with that, you can just lay them on top. So very nicely thought out, and I do appreciate the thought that went behind creating this collection. So on the whole, I would say these items definitely appeal more to the collector than the average consumer. I think for the price point, you're not getting products that are so amazing in and of themselves to justify the price point unless you also like the packaging. So if you're kind of indifferent to it, I would recommend kind of looking elsewhere, but if you are a fan and a collector of makeup, you might enjoy these. So included with my order, they also had the Besame Bugle, which is kind of like a little newsletter thing they include. And when I ordered the lip kit, the one I received was, I don't know if it was just their generic one that said Makeup with History, but this one was a special Agent Carter edition. So it talks about the collection, the 102 Sweet Dreams lipstick, which was kind of the foundation for it. Some information about the character. And then on the back here, it says, get the Peggy Carter look. And it says, to achieve Peggy's classic 1940s inspired look. Oh, so brows, you can use Midnight Oil if you are a brunette. Lid, she used English. Crease, Midnight Oil again. Highlight, she used Zero Matter. Face, Invisible Setting Powder. Lips, Red Velvet. Cheeks, Crimson Cream Rouge, which I do not own. And then mascara is the Black Cake Mascara. Yeah, that's kind of a fun little tutorial. So it has some information about the founder, 1947 World's Fair, Stark Industries. And then it has a picture of all the products and the history of Agent Carter's hat, which is fun. So that was kind of a nice touch. Unfortunately, the box it was shipped in was smaller than this is wide, so it was kind of folded around the products, but it was still nice of them to create a special little newspaper for us. And I think there's little codes here that, well, let's see here. Be a detective. So the code kind of decipherer on the inside, under the Besame newspaper, it says YFQ. So if I look for the letter Y, okay, so it looks like Y translates to L, F is E, and Q is T. So kind of of a fun touch. I think Gabriela Hernandez, the founder of Besame, talked about creating this newsletter as being one of her favorite parts. So I like it when companies and brands are genuinely excited about the products they put out and aren't just kind of like phoning it in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the powder and the palette. Do check out my previous video on the lip kit. I think it's sold out currently, but if you're curious about that one, you can check out that video. And like I said, the lipstick formulas are part of their permanent line. They just won't be in that packaging. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you soon.